Hey everybody, hi, my name is Nay. I ask the Lord blesses my tongue as I talk to you guys and tell you guys this. This one, oh goodness. Okay, this one seems to be a little bit longer. Hopefully I can get it out the way quickly. Which is weird that I'm talking to you guys right now because this is page 17. So 17 and number 17 is a real great number. Really great number. And in spiritual terms, that's really, 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 really a great number. All right, so this one's October 2017. Now it has something in there regarding my sister, so I'm going to try to skip over that part. If I don't skip over that part, I'm just going to say my sister. I'm not going to say her name or whatever the case is. So I'm going ahead and start and ask the Lord blesses my tongue. Now I know I talk fast, so if I'm talking too fast for you guys, just let me know, and I'll go ahead and record that video, re-record the video. You're going to notice I'm looking to my left. That's because that's where my pad of paper is. And I continue to look down because the pad of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm in the house with many people. I go outside to the backyard and I see people. I decide to go back to the front yard. So as I step onto the grass of the front yard, I see army planes, helicopters. So I watch them and the sky. I walk to the porch, I look up and see many army planes. They start to form a triangle and then a circle above the house. Now the Lord is basically saying, hey, watch the planes, watch the helicopters, watch what they're doing, and watch the sky. Watch for the signs is what the Lord is basically saying. Watch for the signs. I turn to a lady and tell her to call someone. She asks, have you talked to him? I say, no, not in almost 3 months. He doesn't answer my calls. Now, there's a reason why I said that, so I'm going to keep on going, and you guys will understand a little bit later. All right. So I run in the house to the back room where my sister's sleeping. I wake her up and tell her about the planes. I could hear the planes, so I asked if she could hear them too. I think she picked something up. And then she went into the living room and looked out the front door. I followed, but when I turned around, she was gone. She was somebody else. Now, the reason why the Lord is telling me when I get to the point, I wake her up. She's asleep. Lord wants her awake. He wants her to see. But it's a choice, it's a choice. He wants her to see and pay attention, but it's a choice. All right. The lady looks at me and tells me she's going to call someone. Suddenly I'm outside on the side of the house, running to the backyard. There are people sitting at a picnic table. I look up and I see army planes. So I try to hide. I look back to the picnic table, which is now a rusted old, no doors, or maybe you can call it a rusted, and it has no roof. So maybe you can call it a junker Jeep, but it's more like it's just rusted and people are in it. So I turn to them and I tell them, hey, we need to hide. So I flip the junker Jeep over onto its side and try to hide under it. The people come out of nowhere. The army people that came out of nowhere, and I don't know where they came from. And they pull guns on us. The next thing I know, I'm sitting on the ground, my back against the army trunk. People are in the back of the army trunk. The people I told to hide, we're all detained. And I don't know why we're detained. Now the army people are standing to my left, watching us. I asked one of the army persons directly to my left, hey, where are you taking us and why? So one of the people that I was hiding with says, you have a lot of questions, and then laughs. So I say, girl, I'm trying to get some information to find out something because I want to know what's going on. This girl I guess her mind frame is, oh, there's army people here, so we're protected. No, there's something going on. Okay. So all of a sudden, I and the people that started out with me. So all of a sudden, I and the people that started out with me, that started out with me, we're in a neighborhood, and I'm walking around a parked car in someone's driveway. Now the guy comes walking over to me, very handsome, and I hug him, I don't know why I hug him, but he didn't hug me back, and I don't know why. I know that he's my boyfriend. He said something to me. He says, we're supposed to be together. You're supposed to be with me, and you didn't call me. At this time, I remember telling him, telling his mother that I had not talked to him. while we were back at the house. I told her I had not talked to him in 3 months. So I tell him that. So I tell him I called, but you never called me back, which is also what I told his mom. He walked away and started looking for a girl that was crouched down behind a tree trying to hide with someone else, about maybe a foot or two away from her on the other side of the tree. I felt bad and I tried to talk to my boyfriend, but he just walked away. He didn't want to talk to me. He didn't want to talk to me. So now he's standing on the sidewalk near the street. So I walk over to him about 5 feet away from him, still walking towards him. And he asked me where they're taking us, and I reply, the firmament. He looks at me and then says, "What's that?" As if not knowing. So maybe he thought that I was crazy or odd or something. I don't know. So I look at him and I say, "It's above the waters and under the heavens." I remember thinking they must want us to drown. All of a sudden, suddenly, I have a vision that the top of the firmament dome was cracking and the water was leaking in or spilling in. I look back at the guy, my boyfriend, when I realized it was a vision, and he looked back at me while I looked at him, and that was the end of that. Now, basically what the Lord is telling me, he was upset. The Lord manifested himself in the guy. Because you guys remember I told you when I prayed, I would always say, "Lord, you're my best friend. You're my father. You're my super big brother. You're my boyfriend. You're my everything." So basically he was saying that he was upset with me. He was disappointed in me because I didn't call on him. And we're supposed to be together. Now, at that time, there was a reason why I didn't call on him, because I didn't think that he was hearing my prayers. But he did tell me, and I did read in the Bible that there was going to come a point in time where the Lord was going to step back and not talk to us or not communicate with us in a way. And I knew this, but at the same time, I'm so used to getting my prayers answered, and I'm so used to him coming to me and talking to me and telling me certain things or whatever. So what I was praying to him about or talking to the Lord about, he wasn't telling me what I wanted to hear. And it bothered me, so I stopped praying. And I stopped talking to him, or I talked to him every once in a while, but I stopped talking to him like I was and stopped praying like I was. So he was letting me know that he was disappointed in me, and I was still supposed to call on him. So that was the point of me saying, "I called you, but you didn't answer my calls." So that was the point of that part. But the Lord was saying, "Hey, when it's time for us to go, we're going to the firmament, above the waters and under the heavens." And if you go back to your Bible, it's in the book of Genesis. It starts off in Genesis at the beginning. It starts talking about the firmament. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. All of that. It talks about the firmament. And throughout your Bible, it tells you and gives you little specifics about the firmament. What it looks like, where it's located, this, that, and the other. So, that was that part. But you guys, hey, the Lord was telling exactly what it is. Watch for the signs. Warn the people. The army people are detained. The army is detaining people. They're pulling guns on people. They're detaining people. And the fact that I didn't call on him when I should have continued, he was disappointed in me because it was like we were breaking up. So even though God, our Lord, our God, felt that way, I still had him in my heart and I carried him with me, but I didn't call on him because me being selfish, I didn't do as I was supposed to do. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one because this one is long to me. I'm not going to put 2 on this video. And I'll just go to the next.